So this is a realistic example of how do we use dilutions. Here's the question. Describe how you would prepare a zero point 0.5 NaOH solution if you only have 100 ml volumetric flask available. So really this is a very practical example because you're trying to make a 0.5 molar solution, but you only have these in your lab to use. So how do we even start, and where do we begin here? So you know that a couple formulas that we know. So we have molarity is equal to moles over liter, and we know that we can also dilute things with MV is equal to MV, so that's your MV1, MV2. So first things first is that I'm given this molarity. I don't know how much of this NaOH I need, and I can't really dilute it because I don't know how much volume I have or the molarity. So the first thing is I'm preparing this. I need to know how many moles I have because then I can figure out how many grams. So first step is that I want to change this 0.5 molarity to moles. So here's my moles over liters, and I'm trying to calculate this, right, the moles. But here's the thing. I don't really know how much liters or how many liters I have because it's not given. It's only given that I have 100 mLs of volumetric flask. Here's the thing. When you're given this molarity question, molarity question is moles per liter. So if you try to find moles, you can assume that this is per 1 liter because you're not given the volume for this, so you can actually assume that this is over 1 liter. So that actually makes things a lot easier because this will be 0.5 times 1 liter is equal to number of moles. And I'm just going to put an arrow here. So finally, you know that this is going to be 0.5 moles of NaOH is what you have. This 0.5 moles is for 1 liter. It doesn't matter because this is your molarity. This is actually moles per liter, so we can assume that. And the next step is that I have moles. What do you think we can do with the moles? Yes, you probably guessed that you can take this moles and then change this into grams. So here's over moles, grams, and this is where my molar mass comes into play. So my sodium hydroxide, if you remember from previous example, once I round it, it's like 39.9 something. I'm going to round it to 40 just for simplicity's sake. It's about 40 grams per 1 mole, and I'm going to cancel my moles. And finally, 0.5 moles of NaOH gives me 20 grams. So what does that mean? That means that 20 grams, if I want to create 0.5 molar, I'm going to dissolve 20 grams in 1 liter of solution or water, right? Because that's what I calculated. And that if I were to dissolve 20 grams in 1 liter, I'm going to get this 0.5 molarity. But since I have just 100 ml volumetric flask, I need to dilute this, right? So right now I have 20 grams into 1 liter. I'm going to make this solution. I'm going to weigh 20 grams. So I'm going to go to my scale, put 20 grams, and here's my 20 grams. And I'm going to put this into a 1 liter volumetric, right? 1 liter. Hey, but we can't do that because we don't have any 1 liter volumetric. We only have 100 ml volumetric. So now we have to sort of do some math and dilute this, or not dilute, but scale down this volumetric. So because 1 liter is 1,000 milliliter, we only have 100 milliliter. We have to actually divide 1,000 by 10 to get to 100. So we also have to divide this 20 grams by 10 to get to 2 grams, 2.0 grams to put it into 100 mLs. So let's just kind of recap that what I mean by that. So first off, I'm given 0.5 molar, and I calculated the number of moles for that, and I found out that it's 0.5 moles of NaOH. with this moles, then I can figure out and convert it to grams. And remember, this is all based on grams from the 1 liter. So this is 20 grams in 1 liter will get to 0.5 molar. Okay, so that's settled. So then if you were to make this in a lab, you're going to go into your scale, weigh 20 grams of NaOH, put it into 1 liter solution. But the thing is, you don't have 1 liter volumetric flask available. So you only have 100 ml volumetric flask, which is 10 times less, right? Because 1 liter is 1000 milliliter. To get to 1000 to 100 ml, you have to divide by 10. And since you are scaling this down by 10 times, you can also scale down this mass by 10 times, which is 2.0 grams. So ultimately, when you make this solution, you're actually going to go onto your scale and weigh 2.0 grams. Here's your little weighing boat. And then you're going to put that 2.0 grams into your 100 ml volumetric flask, not 106, 100 ml flask. And then you're going to fill the rest with water until you get to your meniscus line. That's your line with water. And finally, in this volumetric flask, you're going to have a 0.5 molar solution of NaOH, because you calculate the mass for 1 liter and then you scale it down for 100 mLs. So this is more of a practical question, because in your lab you're not going to have everything available. You are going to have to do some scaling and do some math to calculate that. So hopefully that video has helped you, and try to practice a couple questions about this. So thanks for watching.